Next Level Mindset bringing you another powerful and positive video. I'm giving you 3 dynamic motivational quotes that will change your life. Things that have worked for me, and if you stay with me all the way through till the end, I've got an extra bonus insight and the dark side of inspiration and self-empowerment. You do not want to miss this. Let me know in the comments which one of these PowerPoints stands out the most for you. And the first dynamic motivational quote that has changed my life comes from none other than Steve Harvey. He said, "Don't think for a moment that successful people don't have fears." He goes on to say that once you jump, God will take it from there. Now, this one has really inspired me because for a long time, I experienced fear in my life. Any visionary, anyone who's doing great things will come across fear. So think about the times when you've had to go through something. Maybe there was a situation that you were getting ready to face. What fears were you facing? It took me a while to realize that I could face those fears. I like that scripture that says God has not given us a spirit of fear, but love, power, and a sound operating mind. I can transform that into the courage to face anything in life. You've already heard the saying, forget everything and run. We can face everything and rise. Did you know that Michael Jordan, when he started playing basketball, he wasn't even allowed to play in high school? He was kicked off the basketball team in high school. Think about that. So you can imagine the fears that he faced, even at that time, but he didn't let that stop him. He didn't let that stop him from getting to that next level. And the thing about fear, fear can do a lot of things. I've learned that in my life. When you have fear, fear can lead to other things. When you have fear, it could lead to frustration. And that frustration can lead to procrastination, keeping you from taking those necessary steps for your goals. I remember one time when I was getting ready to start my music career, taking that to the next level. I had the fear of getting on stage. But I made up in my mind that I could face those fears and rise. I could realize that I have more than enough. I had to realize that I'm more than enough. The God within me, the great spirit of God within me that I am, can help me to face anything in my life. So I like that motivational quote from Steve Harvey. Everyone who's succeeded in life has faced some type of fear, but they didn't let them stop them. In fact, you'll realize that courage is not the absence of fear. It is facing the fear and moving on anyway. And the second dynamic motivational quote comes from Pablo Picasso. He was a Spanish painter and a theatrical writer. And I see that he had to be a philosopher in his own right. He wrote, "Inspiration exists, but it has to find you working." And the thing about this is that we don't necessarily have to be working hard. A lot of us get that confused and mix that up and think that we have to work hard. I have this thing that I like to say, I've learned to work smarter instead of harder, embracing the concept that making big money can be easy and a lot of fun. And so the more I find myself putting in the work, doing the necessary things to get the job done, inspiration is there, but it has to be matched up with motivation and activation. So as you consider these things and these dynamic motivational quotes, ask yourself, is there some area in your life where you had the motivation, you have the inspiration, but you just hadn't put in that activation? And as you already know, it's often said that faith without works is dead. So that inspiration has to be put with activation. Even when I was writing my books, I had to put the action towards it. It took me a while to realize that it's the one thing to have a script, but it's another thing to press that publish button and get it done. So I want to inspire you. Some of you watching this right now, listening to this right now, maybe you just need to put that inspiration with work to get the job done, advancing to that next level. And if you're part of the family, you already know that's how we like to do it to get it done. Next level mindset in everything that we do. And by the way, if this is your first time here or you've been here and you just haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. Let's stay inspired and motivated together. We'd love to have you here at Next Level. And the third dynamic motivational quote comes from Maya Angelou. She says, "The thing to do, it seems to me, is to prepare yourself so that you can be a rainbow in someone else's cloud." Somebody who may not necessarily look like you, may not call the same name you call God, if they call God at all, right? May not dance the way you dance, speak the language that you speak, but you could be a blessing to somebody, and that's what I think. And I like that. That really encouraged me. So I learned to ask myself, I began to find out, how can I be a blessing in somebody else's life? How can what I do be a blessing to somebody else? Is there a way that I could help someone without hurting myself? So consider that in your life. Think about that. You could be a rainbow in someone else's cloud. You could be a pea in the pod, as they say. You could just be a part of the team. And so as I begin to get older in my life, I begin to realize that everyone has their own moves in life, their own dances in life. Everyone has their own belief system. They can believe and do what they have to do. I've learned to transform those beliefs, and I've learned to get rid of belief and doubt. Just get the facts to know for myself. One of my favorite sayings is that God will always send the blessings to me if he knows he can send the blessing through me. And what I've learned in my life is there's always a way to be a blessing in someone else's life. You're not here by accident. There's something that you could do, something that you're going through right now, your experience, the pain that you're going through. You can take that experience and add value to somebody else's life. Did you know that even when it comes to motivation and inspiration on entrepreneurship, did you know that many entrepreneurs, the way they make their success is simply by solving problems, simply by answering a question that someone else has? They're able to show up, bring that motivation, doing the things that get the job done. That is the same thing as being a blessing to somebody else. So the next time you find yourself in a situation where you can inspire and empower someone else, just look at it from a new standpoint, from a next level mindset. How can you be a blessing without hurting yourself? How can you be a blessing in somebody else's life? And that reminds me of this other video that I have. It talks about how your life means so much. You'll never know how important your life can be to somebody else. So be empowered, be inspired to know that your life is a blessing in some way. The pain that you've gone through. One of my affirmations and my motivational quotes says, after hell has done its worst, I'll still be at my best. After the things that try to take you out in your life, you could use that to be an empowerment and inspiration to somebody's life. You just never know how your life can be a blessing to somebody else. I've got some extra bonus points, power tips that I want to share with you. But first, before we do that, if you are enjoying the content on my channel, you can return the blessing with a super thanks. You could do a cash app, buy a coffee, take my books home with you, as well as other ways you could bless the channel with the links in the description. Appreciate that. So this first bonus PowerPoint that I want to share has to do with the idea of making that change. For a long time, it took me a while to realize that I had to change from just having inspiration and motivation and build a new habit of putting action along with that. It is a habit of motivation. Changing it from just having the inspiration to activation, putting the action with it, taking that next step. And maybe for you, it could just be about your passions, reviving that passion in your life. As I begin to get older in my life, I realize how passion is powerful. Having that passion behind what you're doing, that gives you the motivation. Why am I doing this? Even right here on my channel, my YouTube channel, part of my motivation and passion is to share my experience, to encourage others that even though I've gone through so many hellish things in my life, so many downfalls, I could take that, turn it around, and share them with you. Let you know that if I can do it, you can too. Another thing to remember, as you begin to go through your life and as you begin to take your life to the next level, there's many sides to inspiration, and there's a dark side to this thing. I want to share this video with you right here, coming up on the screen, the dark side of inspiration and self-empowerment. I think that would be a great video for you to watch next. So check that out, enjoy that. Thank you to my subscribers and returning viewers. You are the life of the channel. Hit the like button and share this on your way out. Subscribe if you haven't done that. Stay blessed, stay positive, never give up whatever you do. Until next time, I'll see you on the next level. Peace.